There's a couple of stories mixed together here. The main thing that we've got on the screen at the moment is that Parler has managed to accidentally expose most of its elite members' private email information in a message announcing Kanye West to take over. So moving past the fact that Kanye West has bought Parler, which I'm sure we'll come to in a minute with Mike, this is one of those schoolboy errors which I don't know if we've all made, but I have definitely done it at least a few times. And there are varying degrees of embarrassment that come from accidentally using CC instead of BCC fields when sending email to a lot of people. Fortunately, I don't think I've done it really badly, but this is pretty awful, especially coming from like a company like Parler. So yeah, I'm curious to see what Mike thinks about this. I think it's fucking hilarious personally. Anyway, that's what we're going to talk about on today's Not So Critical update.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I have thoughts about this.
Delicious. It's all I can say.
First of all, as you were reading that,
I don't like Kanye.
I know. Good. You deserve it. Yeah. So let's set aside that my personal opinion is and any negative consequence delivered upon these people for this, I'm happy about because I don't like these people. But whatever. Setting that aside, it's fine. It's just a text story.
Putting aside the fact that you hate them deeply with every fiber of your being, right. And that they deserve everything that happens to them and much worse.
Yes, setting that aside, the first thing I want to say is the headline of the article is that they accidentally exposed these email addresses. And it reminds me when I was in the military, a big deal is if you fire your weapon when you're not supposed to, like in an armory or on the rifle range when you're not actively participating. And some people used to call it an accidental discharge of the weapon. But they were very clear that you don't accidentally fire a gun, you negligently fire a gun inappropriately. So I would say this is not an accidental exposure. I would say this is a negligent exposure. They did not accidentally put the email addresses of all these people into an email. Somebody actually did that.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Mr.
So that's one distinction. That's one distinction.
Right.
What's the other? I forget where I was going with this.
Nobody else cares about that point, Mike, right? I mean, sorry, but
what?
I mean, come on, John,
whatever.
Back me up
okay,
here.
fine. Fair enough.
Where's John gone? Fucking hell, man.
I care very deeply.
To gang up on you. I need someone to. Okay. John would absolutely agree with me. He's sick right now, but he's lying there going,
cares.
Pete's got a good point.
Fair enough. Okay, fine. Whatever.
Okay. All right.
That's more about the reporting, I guess. The framing of the story, which we've talked about in other contexts. But whatever. That's fine.
Moving past that also.
Moving past that one. This whole idea of Kanye buying Parler. Today, as we record this, Elon Musk has taken over Twitter. Parler is a company that I think has been trying to die for several months, if not longer. So for fuck's sake, just let it already. To Kanye specifically, I think it used to be fun to hate Kanye and it used to be fun to dunk on Kanye. I know there's a ton of people that love him, think he's a genius, whatever. Kanye is a deeply, deeply troubled, mentally ill person who needs compassion and help. If only he would shut the fuck up.
Right.
And stay off TV.
Yeah.
Right?
That stuff he said about the Jews recently, it got him banned from Twitter.
Oh my God. Yeah.
At least one other place. I mean, if that's the result of, a mentally unwell person, it's a shame. But how do you deal with that? Other than just banning him from everywhere.
Yeah, and I think you're starting to see that. He's getting canceled from a lot of TV appearances. Many of his sponsors and partners have been dropping him.
Yeah.
That in itself isn't helping him, but hopefully maybe frees up some space for him to get some help for himself. I'm obviously not a doctor, but this dude's behavior is disastrously bad.
Yeah.
And I would say
it's very fitting that he bought Parler, really. I mean, because that's sort of their
you said
their
it, not
shtick,
me.
right? Well, come use Parler. You can say what the fuck you like. Like, okay. No, come on. This is it's terrible. Like,
so
anyway,
let's go back to the privacy part of the story,
yeah.
I guess.
So did you show the screenshot already with the
no,
the actual
let me bring up
message
the
with the BCC line on it?
Yeah, here you go. Do we have it up? Oh no, here we let's bring it up on the screen. There we go.
Oh, that's bad, isn't it? That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
awful.
Yeah. Yeah, they like, and it's like Trump, Matt Gaetz, Madison Cawthorn, the wife of his sons, like dozens and dozens of very high profile, largely conservative members of Parler. That's kind of their demographics.
Is there a single Democrat on there?
Oh, I didn't see a complete list. I just saw some partial lists talking about some of the highlights of people who are exposed. I'm sure it's available. The worst part, like, as funny as it would be to see this happen, I am so glad I'm not the one getting all the reply alls.
Yeah, unsubscribe. What? Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah.
I think is there an example of one? Yeah, I consider all of you as having just opted into my newsletter. Grateful. Since I have everyone's attention, Kofefe, LOL.
Yeah, I saw that one.
So a lot of people were having fun with this, but and as are we. I would, in terms of privacy breaches, my position is if anybody deserves it, it's these people.
Have you ever done that? Have you ever, like, not necessarily this in particular, but have you ever had that moment of like you press hit return and then like a second later you're like, oh shit, and everything just kind of slows down and I like cold sweats and your heart starts pumping faster and you're like, what did I just do? How am I going to recover from this? Oh my god, this is terrible. Like, I'm sure you must have done that, right?
I don't think, because like certainly with emails in general that's happened, and Gmail has a undo send feature which I have set for like the maximum amount of time. I think I'm very careful about the CC thing because reply all is like my big pet peeve. I hate reply all, and I hate people who do it. So think about that.
All right.
Like, are there cases where it's appropriate? Sure. But people are so reckless with a reply all. It makes me crazy. I've had emails where
I'm going to start adding you to random CCs now.
Yeah. You'll go in my spam folder. I'll just never see anything from you.
CC Mike, FYI.
Like, there's times when it's appropriate. And I don't blame the people who do the CC. Sometimes you want to keep people informed. The people who don't have the judgment to say, like, you don't have to notify everybody of your acknowledgement. Just like reply to the person who sent it to say, okay, got it.
Okay.
Everybody on the list doesn't need to know that.
I was fishing for a disaster story from you there. I was hoping to get something revealing about you.
I can't think of one. I mean, I'm in marketing. I've been in marketing, and I guess you could it's maybe in the same category. In marketing, I have been the one who sends. I'm in marketing operations specifically, so very often I'm the person who's sending the spam email to people. And there absolutely have been cases in every marketing ops person's career where you suddenly realize that you've sent the wrong email to 50,000 people, and then have to like send a apology email after that, or hope that nobody noticed.
That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, 100. I think the worst is probably in the ballpark for me of like 35,000 that I've accidentally sent an email to.
Oh my god!
But like I said, every marketing operations person on the planet knows that experience and has done it at some point.
Wow.
Unless they all comment on this video and be like, "No, it's just you. You're a dumbass." Fair enough.
At least you're gonna be able to. You're gonna have some company down there when you leave us, Mike, because it seems to be a group of you. I was thinking about a time when I was hired for as a sysadmin for an ISP, and they had a mail server which handled like all the incoming mail for thousands of people, and they had all these aliases set up. So root goes to one place and web plaster goes to another place, and all the kind of standard important email addresses. And I deleted the aliases file. And all mail started bouncing. All of it. And there was no backup. And I remember going, oh, delete. Oh shit! Oh no! And I didn't want to tell anyone. I just wanted the ground to swallow me up and pretend it didn't happen. Because sometimes that approach works in real life, but this time I had to go and walk over to someone and said, "I've just deleted the main aliases file."
A classic sudo rm rf* scenario.
Yes, yeah, exactly that kind of thing. Yeah.
What's the problem?
So one of the commands takes a bit too long. And
what's happening?
What's going on? Why is that not just finished?
Most developers will have an accidental drop table or drop database storage.
Oh yeah. I've just got it into the habit of making excessive numbers of backups of like literally everything I ever do now. Yeah.
Or typing. Well, my habit. I'll every 30 seconds when typing, I'm like Control S.
Yeah, that's the one thing about the story I have to say is that I have a teensy amount of sympathy for the guy who actually sent this email, because I can imagine what it was like, even if he works for Parler. Still a human being.
They don't have a contact management system though.
I know that's the other thing that got me like
BCC for everyone.
BCC?
Like, build a list and get yourself a MailChimp account. Parler, geez, what are you doing?
You're right. Like, what?
It's not that expensive.
This is such a good point. It's such a good point. Why are they still using Outlook or something? Like,
I don't know.
I'm not surprised that.
Can we tell from the screenshot how they sent it?
That's going to be someone who received it, isn't it? So.
Just outreach at Parler. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell from the formatting. It's a plain text email. Whatever. Well, not a plain text. They have a link embedded, but ridiculous. But hey, couldn't happen to a nicer group of people.